It's a summoned beast scorned by the entire world. But the moment I call it forth, I'm ecstatic, hugging it and kissing it wildly. Watching this, my classmates start mocking me, calling me the world's biggest fool. And even Mr. Wells, who once held high hopes for me, now furiously curses me for wasting all his training. I just smile silently, turn around, and sell every single thing I own, trading it all for 10,000 pounds of monster meat to feed my puppy, activating the hidden talent buried deep inside it. I stroke its little head, and a contract notification rings out in my mind. Loyalty. Never betray. Initiate soul bond. I resolutely choose yes. My soul feels like it's being ripped apart. I scream and collapse to the ground. The classmates around me think I can't handle the blow, and they pile on with mockery. My girlfriend Willow, the school beauty, walks over too with a hint of apology and softly says, "The college trial is the only chance for ordinary families like ours to climb the ladder. Liam, the Lancer Knight, has just agreed to team up with me, so I won't be going with you." I get up casually and reply, "No problem." Hearing that light, simple answer, the words of explanation she had prepared get stuck in her throat. A feeling of being unimportant rises in her heart, and she snorts coldly, turning and walking away without a shred of pity. The girls beside her shoot, disgusted, looks at me. She's just pretending to be calm. "Willow, you didn't do anything wrong. Why are you graveling? That mangy palm-sized puppy of his deserves you." But right now, I'm not paying any attention to those two because once the soul bond completes, I discover that my puppy has awakened a SSS-Grade talent. Greedy gluttony. It can convert any food it devours into pure energy, ignoring every limit, growing endlessly, smashing past every barrier to evolve. So all that suffering wasn't for nothing. In all of Great Sure, those who have awakened a triprade talent hand. Every time another one appears, the nation pays the highest level of attention and assigns full-time protection because their power is simply too immense. I grab the puppy and pull it close. "From now on, your name is Shadow. You're going to work hard for me." Shadow licks itself, looking absolutely delighted. I toss it a piece of meat, and within moments it devours every last bite. Common quality flesh consumed. Evolution points plus 0.5. As the notification rings out, Shadow's body grows almost imperceptibly larger, and every base stat rises by 1 point. This is just from a single ordinary piece of meat. If it consumes more, how terrifying could it become? At that thought, my heart starts pounding. And what shocks me even more, my own strength has gone up, too. So, the cheat ability feeds part of the summon's energy back to me. I immediately spend 6 million on 10,000 pounds of mutated beast meat, then summon Shadow with a flick of thought, seeing the blood-red pile in front of it. Shadow feels an overwhelming hunger surge from deep inside, opens its jaws and tears in, frantically converting every chunk of meat it swallows. With each bite, endless energy floods Shadow's entire body, and its size grows visibly larger by the second. At the same moment, I feel every part of my body strengthening, too. Half an hour later, Shadow has shot up past 2 meters, and every one of my stats has risen by 10 points, enough to stand out in any class. Shadow's almost cheetah growth lets me close the gap with others fast. With that in mind, I don't hesitate any longer. I tap the Evolve button on the system. The instant I confirm, the terrifying talent core deep inside Shadow trembles. Titan form triples body size, increases strength and defense by 300%, and decreases speed by 50%. After this evolution, every one of Shadow's stats has broken past 50 points. And that's only at level 1. Even top-tier summons can't compare. Humans divide summons into 4 ranks: low, mid, high, and top. And the standard is talent. S-grade equals high tier. Double S equals top tier. As for summons with triple S grade talent, none has ever appeared in Great Seer. I take Shadow home to rest, ready to see what monsters show up at tomorrow's college trial. The next day, countless exam takers gather in the plaza, and Mr. Wells is going over the details of entering the dungeon. This year's college trial throws students from several top high schools together, and the pressure is at a fever pitch. Liam, once full of confidence, is now drenched in nervous sweat. "Ethan, are you really still showing up? Just give up. Save yourself the embarrassment." There's a saying, if you never compete, You can keep telling yourself you never lost. The one talking is Aaron. Beside him stands Willow and her mage, slim and graceful. Clearly, they're teammates. I can't be bothered. As a bell rings out, for bronze gates swing open simultaneously and waves of cold, ghostly air pour from the cracks. Without hesitation, the students check the dungeon assigned to them. We're done. Cloudhaven's second got Bone Burial Forest, one of the highest failure rate dungeons. All dungeons have similar difficulty. What's there to brag about? Of course, Third High wouldn't complain. They got the easier one. Hearing this, Mr. Wells quickly turns to the students. Behind him, Bone Burial Forest has complex terrain and extremely dense underbrush. You absolutely have to watch out for ambushes. Stay alert to everything around you. Then Mr. Wells pulls out something that looks like a watch. This is a recorder made by the engineers, and it transmits your scores from inside the dungeon back to us. Another bell rings, marking the official start of the college trial. A girl in white armor with long ice blue hair, her face strikingly beautiful, is the first to enter the dungeon. That's Crystal. From Third High, she's going in solo. The more people on a team, the more the score reduction. Anyone with real skill goes solo. Crowds of younger students sitting around the plaza buzz with excitement. With a flick of intent, I connect to the dungeon and white light envelopes me alone. I'm going solo too. Once every student is inside, a level 20 middle-aged man waves his hand, and 4 water screens flicker to life. Just then, a flash of white light. A Cloudhaven second student has voluntarily quit the dungeon. The Cloudhaven second teachers exchange a glance, and all lower their heads, silent, feeling the mocking stares. Principal Mason's face darkens, and he stares at the water screen without a word. Then, on the slowly shifting surface, a lone young man appears, scanning the dense forest around him. Principal Mason looks shocked and immediately speaks up. Did Cloudhaven second produce a student this talented in yesterday's class awakening? Hearing this, Mr. Wells doesn't know how to respond. He knows perfectly well I'm just an ordinary summoner. Meanwhile, inside the dungeon, after a brief dizzy spell, I quickly regain focus and scan my surroundings. Suddenly, something thuds down. Without a moment's hesitation, I close my left hand, and a meter-long magic staff materializes in my palm. A barrel-thick dark green worm leaps down from above, its head splitting wide open to reveal rows of horrifying fangs. I grip the staff and a flash of white light shoots from its tip, piercing straight through. The worm's body, sliced clean in two, it crashes to the ground like a kite with a snapped string. You have killed a venom tooth worm. 5 experience gained. At the same moment, the device on my wrist flashes. Score plus 15. Outside, everyone is stunned. Isn't he a summoner? But that reflex and speed. Only someone with high agility could pull that off. Mr. Wells looks just as bewildered. He had seen me do well in combat practice before, but never anything close to this. After killing the worm, I head deeper into the forest. Just then, with eerie shrieks rising in the air, short, ugly creatures with greenish skin appear. I recognize them instantly. Goblins. The textbooks describe them as vicious, breeding obsessively, and turning on their own kind when food runs out. I count roughly 50 or 60. With that many swarming me at once, I'd basically be done. So, I summon Shadow in my mind. White light flashes, and a long haunting wolf howl echoes across the forest. Shadow's cold vertical pupils lock onto the rushing goblin's fangs bared, its limbs explode with force, and it shoots forward like a cannonball. The lead goblin's skull shatters instantly, the body flying backward with momentum to spare. The goblins on both sides scream and swing their weapons down with all their strength. The jagged bone weapons slamming into Shadow's back and snapping in half with a sharp crack. Shadow swipes a paw at a goblin's head, and the skull bursts apart. Shadow drops all defense and slaughters through them like they aren't even there. Even the dim-witted goblins feel pure instinctive terror. They stop attacking and scatter in panicked flight. Once you come, none of you leave. I direct Shadow toward the fleeing ones and charge the nearest goblin myself. Watching the savage display, the outside crowd erupts. Cloudhaven second has a senior this insane. Forget the summon. How is he this strong himself? He must be cheating. In the Cloudhaven second viewing area, the freshmen and sophomore students are bursting with excitement. Just over 10 Minutes ago, when people saw I had run into goblins, almost everyone assumed I was about to be eliminated. And now I'm carving through a goblin horde with a single beast at my side. Watching this, Principal Mason lights up with joy. To reach this level this fast, at minimum, that's a B-grade talent and a growth type at that. The potential rival's a high-tier summon. Is Cloud Haven second finally producing a genius who can carry the school? He turns quickly. What's Ethan's score right now? According to the recorder, he's at 560, ranking first in Cloud Haven second. But Crystal from third high is even more terrifying. 830, far ahead of everyone else. Hearing this, Principal Mason and the other teachers all draw sharp breaths. Less than 20 minutes into the dungeon, and that score is already in the running for provincial top score. Inside the dungeon, balls of light rise from each goblin corpse and flow into me. My level climbs to 2, spirit up by 5 points. That's the weakness of an ordinary class. Even if I keep leveling, the gap only widens later, eventually becoming an unbridgeable chasm. But I can close it through the energy shadow feeds back to me. My score has already cleared the qualifying line, making academy admission a done deal. But my goal goes far beyond this. Right now, Shadow is crunching down on goblin corpses. Shadow, let's move. The hunt is just beginning. Goblins are packed creatures. Since a war party showed up here, there must be more nearby. 10 minutes pass and we don't run into a single monster, which only confirms my suspicion. They call this a dungeon, but it's more like a unique pocket world. Everything inside doesn't respawn automatically. It follows natural laws just like the real world. Suddenly, several bone spears come flying through the air, and goblins pour in from every direction, screeching and charging with their weapons raised. Not a trace of fear shows on my face. My staff shifts into sword form, and I behead a goblin in an instant. Focused, as if I've reached enlightenment, I tear through these fragile creatures. Every dodge, every blade swing strikes precisely, claiming a life. In this moment, I dance like a butterfly on the wind, with wings forged into the scythe of death. The fight is so elegant, it borders on art, and the spectators outside roar with thrill. From top to bottom at Cloud Haven second, both teachers and students light up with delight. His combat technique is incredible. He must have put serious work into this. And his swordsmanship is even better. Every cut slices through the throat with pinpoint accuracy, not a millimeter off. By now, they aren't watching anyone else. Every single eye is locked on me, never looking away. Mr. Wells's lip twitches. In 3 years of high school, he had never once seen me pick up a sword in combat practice. The kid hit it way too well. Bad news. Those are level 6 berserker goblins, and there are 13 left. Ethan's in trouble. Wait, there are fire goblins and frost goblins, too. Going solo to raid a goblin nest is way too risky. Every teacher's heart tightens with worry. Once these new goblins appear, the rest of the goblins find their backbone and stop attacking blindly. As the fire goblins start chanting, fist-sized fireballs form and rocket toward me in unison. I dodge one fireball after another while the other goblin sees the chance to lunge at me. I tilt my head to dodge an oncoming bone spear, then snap my hand around the goblin's throat and hurl it into the path of an incoming fireball. Brilliant flames erupt, swallowing the goblin's body in an instant. I keep playing the role of human cannon, launching goblins like artillery shells at the fire goblins. Oh my God, you can do that. Every student watching outside is stunned, and Mr. Wells stares blankly. He's pretty sure he never taught that move. By now, I've sent the fire goblins spinning in confusion. If they cast, they hit their own kind. If they don't, they die. After dragging them in circles, Shadow reaches the rear and picks them off one by one. Out of more than 100 goblins, only a lonely few remain, and they have no choice but to run. This time, I don't finish them off. I just stroll along behind them, planning to destroy their lair directly. I follow the surviving goblins into a cave, and several skinny green bodies suddenly drop from the walls above. My grip tightens, and the sword in my hand cuts decisively in one direction. Goblin heads and bodies hit the ground separately, and the remaining two get caught in Shadow's knighting jaws. A crunch, and Shadow gulps them down with relish. Then countless flickers of fire light appear at the bend of the passage. My expression shifts, and I retreat fast. Hideous shapes swarm across the cave walls. Face grim, I shout Shadow. Shadow's body explodes in size at terrifying speed. Titan form. It charges forward, knocking goblins out of the air. The surrounding goblins are scattered like ragdolls, and one massive paw strike crushes them into bloody pulp. Right then, an earth-shaking savage roar rings out. A monstrous beast emerges, neck thick with coarse fur, muscles swollen, a body as tall as a small building, glaring furiously at Shadow. My face hardens. It's the boss. The troll takes a step and charges, the whole cave shaking with each footfall. Shadow shows no fear and rushes straight in. Black light wraps around its claws, striking the troll first and leaving 4 deep gashes. Feeling the pain, the troll erupts with even greater rage. Its meter-wide hands grab Shadow's head and slam it down hard. Shadow's limbs buckle, blood seeping from the corner of its mouth, and it lets out a pained howl. Seeing Shadow pinned, I immediately cast my class skill and power, boosting all base stats by 20%. Threads of white light wrap around Shadow, and it instantly flips the troll onto the ground, ripping off a chunk of flesh in a single bite. The troll's eyes flash blood red, and it activates its bloodlust skill. The two tangle in a brawl that grows wilder by the second. I keep Empower active while casting Restore, and the noise carries hundreds of meters. Who's the maniac fighting a boss? A 3-person team comes running planning to help and grab some credit. But when they arrive, they freeze because no team is fighting the boss, just me alone. Right then, with the sword in my hand, I deliver the killing blow and the troll's health bar drops to 0. None of the students nearby dares to interfere. Liam and Willow are among them, both staring forward in shock. He turned into this in a single day. Then another 4-person team walks up. It's Ryan from the honors class. Didn't expect our school had a beast like you. Your summon's badly hurt. Want us to heal it? We've got a holy mage with serious healing. The moment he finishes, Ryan gets kicked by the cute girl behind him. We're good. Thanks. On their way out, they happen to spot the score on my wrist. 5 to 320. Damn. Right then, Willow walks up, her cheeks flushed. The moment she gets close, Shadow's blood. Red pupils lock onto her coldly. Willow feels like she's plunged into a frozen pit, her legs going weak. I don't even turn to look at her, afraid I'll fall back into her sweet snare. I head back into the cave, letting Shadow keep eating to grow stronger. Once Shadow finishes off every monster, an energy cocoon wraps around it. This evolution clearly outclasses the last. Beast King stage. I just wonder what kind of combat power it'll have when it emerges. Before long, a pair of sharp claws tears the cocoon open. Shadow's fur has turned deep blue, noble, and cold. It gains new skills, Intimidate, and Flame. And even its talent has risen a tier, a total transformation across the board. With 1 hour left in the college trial, I ride Shadow to hunt for other monster strongholds. 10 minutes later, Shadow and I reach another boss territory, the level 15 Twisted Tree King. Watching me head toward it, Principal Mason outside frowns deeply. He knows the Twisted Tree King's health and attack are more than double the troll's, and I'm only level 4. To pull off a power gap like that is 1 in a million across the entire country. Inside the dungeon, the moment I step into the muddy ground, trees with blood-red eyes split open massive mouths along their trunks, and they uproot themselves, branches stabbing at me. I show no fear, charging forward and drawing the blade from my staff in one motion. In the blink of an eye, I swing 5 times, fast enough to leave after images, and the branches fall to the ground, severed. My gaze turns cold. In 3 quick strides, I close in on the Triant, thrusting my blade straight into its split mouth. Sap floods out of the gaping wound, and the Triant's health bar drops to 0. It crashes to the ground. Witnessing their kin's death, the surrounding trance snarl and close in. Just then, Shadow roars with fury, ripping the nearest train apart with a single swipe. Then pitch-black flames erupt from inside it, spreading across its body and leaping to the other Triants. The Trants shriek and within terror. But no matter how hard they struggle, they can't extinguish the pitch-black flames. Flames that burn by devouring their very life force. I'm a little stunned myself. Shadow's flame attribute is absolutely insane. Soon, the Tants are reduced to ash in the black inferno. The pitch-black flames return to Shadow's body. The flames basically let Shadow skip the eating step entirely and absorb energy directly. In no time at all, Shadow and I both gain a level, and my score shoots up to 7,120. Suddenly, the ground bursts apart. An arm-thick golden branches lash out to strangle us. A furious, ferocious roar comes from the distance. Hundreds of trance escorted a 100m tall tree king as it slowly emerges. I quietly take a step back, even with all my base stats now over 50 points. Going up against that thing would probably kill me. I know my own limits. Shadow, go take them out. Strong enemies always get handed off to the summon. Shadow's eyes flash with savage light. Pitch black flames igniting across its body, and it charges in its strongest form straight at the twisted tree king in the center. The pitch black flames devour everything in their path. Triants screaming in agony. I seize the moment to move in and harvest, watching them die one by one. The twisted tree king lets out a long bellow, and countless golden branches shoot at Shadow. Shadow ignores defense entirely and charges madly at the tree king's main body. Shadow's razor-sharp claws glow with black light, and it slashes down ferociously, ripping bark off the tree king. The tree king's face contorts with rage, and every branch stabs at Shadow from every angle. But Shadow relies on its raw body defense, trading wound for wound. The pitch-black flames slowly creep upward, and the twisted tree king's eyes fill with terror. It can feel its life being eaten away bit by bit. The twisted tree king is afraid and tries desperately to flee, but Shadow lets out a roar, and the pitch-black flames coil around it like chains, binding it in place. Shadow's attacks grow even more violent. Ryan and his 3 teammates, who arrive to help, swallow hard, their faces full of awe. A level 15 second-tier twisted tree king is being completely overwhelmed. Seeing them surprises me, too. Then a huge crashing sound rings out. The twisted tree king falls. White light rises off me. My level climbs to 8, and my recorder score jumps another 3,000. The remaining triumphs are yours, all 4 of you. This score is way too easy to get. Sasha's mouth falls open slightly. Their scores have hit the minimum admission threshold for an elite academy in just over 10 minutes. Every time we faced a monster before, we gave it everything. But Ethan's Shadow is just too intimidating. No matter how we kill these trants, not one of them dares to turn back. By now, all the pitch-black flames have returned to Shadow's body. In its normal form, Shadow has grown to 7M, and all my base stats have broken. 70 points. My level has just hit 10. Time for the first class advancement. This college trial is over. The dungeon starts forcibly teleporting students out, and crowds bathed in white light return to the broad plaza where roaring cheers welcome them. Shadow's 7M form crouches steady beside me. He actually did it. First place. Principal Mason and the teachers flush red with excitement. It's terrifying. He's incredibly strong himself, too. To kill that many monsters as a summoner on this scale is unheard of. Wells, you've got yourself one hell of a student. Come on, let's go meet Ethan. Principal Mason can hardly wait and pulls them along. At the edge of the plaza on the other side, Willow's face has gone pale with regret. She had quit the dungeon an hour earlier, got eliminated, and her score won't even get her into a higher academy. At that thought, Willow's eyes flash with venom. Meanwhile, Crystal is surrounded by third highest teachers and principal, and they sigh among themselves. Cloud Haven. Second got insanely lucky, producing a monster prodigy like that. Yeah. Crystal, don't get discouraged. Your 19,500 is already amazing. I'm fine. Then, Crystal glances toward Cloud Haven's second's direction, looking thoughtful. Just then, the provincial leaderboard comes out. No question, I'm in first place. Shadow really is a freak of nature. Not only does its growth have no ceiling, but its combat power keeps climbing terrifyingly with every evolution. I've already started looking forward to the next summon. Back home, I share the news with Lily and Mom, and the 1 million Hashia coins for being provincial first hits my account. From now on, Mom and Lily won't have to keep scraping by. I head to my room to prepare for the class advancement, which requires clearing a random dungeon. I look at the panel and don't hesitate. I tap confirm. I vanish from the room. System notification coordinate 0 to 86 to 9 to 4. This is a world riddled with holes on the verge of collapse where humanity's last spark is about to go out. Can you bring salvation or destruction? System notification. Optional task 1. Eliminate 1,000 calamity beasts. Protect the survivors when possible. Optional task 2. Help the mother calamity devour everything to evolve. Total participants 10. Time limit 24 hours. You cannot voluntarily return to Blue Star. System notification. Optional task 1. Eliminate 1,000 calamity beasts. Protect the survivors when possible. Optional task 2. Help the mother calamity. Total participants 10. Time limit 24 hours. You cannot voluntarily return to Blue Star without warning. I appear in the middle of a ruined wasteland. I frown slightly, and without a second thought, I pick task 1. If the mother calamity devours everything, what does my shadow eat? Right at that moment, a figure goes flying through a glass doorway nearby, and countless shards rain down with a petite girl who falls to the ground. A blood-red, skinless, crawling calamity beast burst out of the dim hall, lunging at her. The girl strains to reach for the long sword beside her, but she's a step too slow. The terror of death floods her chest, and her hands instinctively shield her face. Just then, a flash of sword light cuts through. The crawling calamity beast's head separates, and the body in midair loses balance and crashes to the ground. Hello, I'm Ethan. I'm Robin. I'm just about to ask her about this world, when a sharp female voice calls out, "Something's wrong." Everyone fall back. Robin's face changes instantly, and she grabs me to leave. Sure enough, before she finishes, a car comes flying straight at us from a distance. I yank hard, throwing Robin behind me, and brace my staff in front to take the hit head-on. The massive impact sends me skidding back over 10 meters before I stop. Robin's face twists with panic, and she runs over despite the pain. "Are you okay?" I steady the surging blood in my chest and shake my head. Then I look ahead. In front of us stands a two-legged calamity beast covered in jagged spikes. It's a blade demon. We can't get away. Robin's eyes are grim, her fingers tightening around her sword hilt. The blade demon walks faster, and the next instant, the ground caves under its feet as it bursts forward. Before Robin can react, a figure flashes past her, meeting it head-on. I pull the blade from my staff, and it clashes against the blade demon's razor arm with a clear ringing sound. The blade demon shrieks and swings its other blade arm at my head. I knock it back hard and shout, "Robin, give me your sword." Hearing this, Robin grabs the hilt without hesitation and tosses it over. The blade demon takes it as a challenge, charging in with both blade arms whirling wildly. I'm not afraid in the slightest. A sword in one hand, a blade in the other. In a matter of seconds, we exchanged dozens of blows, fast enough to leave after images. After more than 1,000 exchanges, I find an opening. I tilt my head slightly to dodge a fatal strike, then sweep the long sword in my left hand upward. The razor edge slices, clean through the blade demon's arm. And before it can react, my blade stabs straight at its heart, piercing through the tough hide and out the other side. Robin rubs her still aching arm and walks over. "You're not from here, are you?" I don't quite know how to answer and just smile faintly. "We can leave now. It's the karmic miasma." The karmic miasma has lasted an entire month. More and more people couldn't endure the torment. They went mad and turned into monsters that only know how to kill. Now, the miasma has changed again. Even buildings, mountains, and rivers are mutating. Humanity has no idea how to survive anymore. After hearing this, I have a rough understanding of this world. Just then, a dozen people appear at the bend of the road, all looking panicked. "Robin, what are you still doing here?" "Run now," the tall woman in front shouts. As she finishes, the ground starts trembling. A massive wave is surging toward us. Crimson karmic miasma gathers in the sky and roars erupt from every direction. Calamity. Beasts emerge on the high-rises around us. Bloodthirsty eyes fixed on everyone. The crimson forms a wall in that moment, surrounding everyone, closing in. All their legs slow down, despair welling up from the bottom of their hearts. Everyone swallows hard. "Robin, stay close to me," Luna says, glancing at me, assuming I'm from another survivor group. I don't pay it any mind. Walking straight forward. "Wait, what are you doing? We're surrounded. This isn't the time to play hero." No. There. The ones I've surrounded. Killing this many calamity beasts will send my rating shooting up. Shadow. In a blaze of white light, the 7M shadow appears in an instant, its roar shaking the heavens. Shadow's vertical pupils stare coldly at the wave of calamity beasts ahead. Then, it shifts straight into Titan form, exploding to 28M, taller than some of the buildings. Shadow's limbs slam down, splitting the ground in countless cracks. And like a missile, it charges into the calamity beast horde. Under the searing heat, every calamity beast lasts only seconds before dying in shrieks of agony, turning into nutrients. All those watching from behind freeze in shock. Watch out. Suddenly, a dozen or so calamity beasts charge toward us, and Luna immediately calls out the warning, her feet moving fast as support. But the next second, she stops cold. She sees me not retreating, but advancing, a sword in one hand and a blade in the other, slicing through them like cutting cabbages. In a flash, every attacking calamity beast is dead. Luna's mouth drops open. There's not a single sign of mutation on me. I should be weak. Then Luna remembers something. Half a year ago, while scavenging supplies, she had come across people just like me, unmutated yet incredibly strong. Those people destroyed survivor hideouts, exposed the survivors to calamity beasts to be killed, and even broke the legs of those who tried to run. A pack of subhuman trash, and they had the nerve to tell me we're the same kind. That line, Luna has never forgotten. Ethan isn't like those people. He saved me twice. Robin quickly explains, sensing what Luna is thinking. Doesn't matter. Stay away from him. Right now he's pulling most of the calamity beast's attention. We'll break out while we can. Luna takes a deep breath, a flash of hatred in her eyes. But just as they start moving closer, a bolt of lightning crashes down. No one passes through here. A young man with golden hair, holding a book, walks out of the building. As the blonde mage chants, lightning balls form one after another. Right then, my expression changes sharply. I sweep my long sword sideways and a dagger clangs against it. A delicately beautiful woman slowly materializes in front of me. Without hesitation, I cut my blade across her slim waist, but she vanishes, reappearing dozens of meters away, saying nothing. I plant my feet hard and charge at her. Aren't you going to act yet? As the words drop, a torrent of flames blasts out of a building, and we collide with sparks flying. The burly fire user inside the flames clicks his tongue. You're really a summoner? The scorching flames blast at my face, but my expression stays cold, and I knock him back with my blade. Players from different factions in a rebirth dungeon can't kill each other. Get caught, and you're instantly wanted, but rebirth dungeons with faction divisions are the exception. I never thought someone would actually pick Task 1. Doesn't Great Jack teach you how to choose to maximize survival in a rebirth dungeon? The calamity beast clearly have the advantage. Anyone with half a brain would know what to pick. Watching the 6 of them treat me like prey caught in a trap, I just say calmly, have you all heard the saying? The best hunters always appear as prey. I drew you out so openly. Do you really think I came without a plan? You all spoke beautifully just now. As payment, allow me to host your funeral. I gradually start to smile. The dishes are served. Time for Shadow to feast. A savage roar rolls out in every direction. Pitch-black flames spread across hundreds of meters, framing the giant black wolf. In an instant, it grows another, 8 times larger, looking even more savage and terrifying. Every one of them feels deep dread shoot through their souls, watching the giant black wolf charge at them. Cold dread surges from the 4 of them's feet straight up to the crown of their heads, fear nearly breaking their minds. Just as Shadow's claws are about to come down, 3 of them manage to break through the panic and scatter in every direction. The unlucky last one doesn't even get a scream out. Shadow rips them apart in an instant. Seeing this, the rest break into cold sweat. They had assumed holding off the summon would be enough, but as a summoner, he has combat power equal to theirs. And this beast, beyond brutally tough and devastating, also has crowd control. Forget holding it off. Surviving 3 minutes against it is going to be tough. As Shadow charges at the next closest target, the blonde mage grits his teeth and quickly chants in some arcane tongue. Wild lightning weaves together, condensing into half-meter thick chains that wrap around Shadow's limbs and neck. Kill it now. I can only hold it for 10 seconds. Before he can finish, Shadow's right claw rips and the lightning chains shatter. How is this possible? That's my Tier 1 talent. The blonde mage stares in shock. After I cast Empower, Shadow's strength climbs another notch. Seeing this, no one dares hold back. They throw out their trump cards. The woman in cyan splits into several shadows, stabbing at me from different angles. Suddenly, ice spikes form above her head, raining down, forcing her back step by step. A girl with ice-colored long hair walks gracefully forward, frost spreading along the ground around her. Every calamity beast that gets close turns to a statue. No surprise. I'll hold him off. The burly fire user surges forward in an inferno, the other three striking at the same time, trying to take me down in seconds. But just then, a great roar rings out. Punks, my taunt is active. In an instant, all three of them turn around, glaring viciously at the big tank with the shield. Then the giant black wolf appears behind the three who have lost their reason. The next second claws tear through them. Three become 4 pieces. Then Shadow turns and slams its claws into a nearby building, sending countless stone shards at the woman in cyan. The shards rip through her clothes and pierce her skin. Shadow catches up in a flash, raises its claws, and brings them down. The pitch-black flames swallow her body whole. On the other side, an ice storm suddenly explodes. Wherever it passes, buildings and life turn into ice statues. The burly fire user becomes an icicle on the spot. Now of the 7 prey, only 1 remains. As everyone turns with killing intent, the blonde mage's face goes deathly pale. He fires off a wave of falling lightning and bolts. I dodge it, all in a few quick movements. Then with one swing of my long sword, the blonde mage's head and body part ways. Do you know about the Mother Calamity? It's a being that emerged from countless calamity beasts, gaining its own consciousness. You're going after the Mother Calamity. Killing it is the only way to get the highest rating and is the only thing that counts as bringing a sliver of salvation to this world. We meet again, Ethan. We meet again, Ethan. Holy crap, dude. You're the Eastern Sky, Province Valedictorian. No wonder you're this strong. Before I can answer, the big tank speaks up in shock. After chatting for a while, the 3 of us get more comfortable and I learn the big tank's name is Roland. I tell them I plan to kill the Mother Calamity and they don't even hesitate before agreeing. The 3 of us immediately set out for the city center. Soon we reach a bridge and Calamity Beast with red glowing eyes pour toward us in a frenzy. Shadow shoots out from the bridge, then crashes into the horde of Calamity Beast, flooding the entire road. Pitch black flames erupt. My face hardens. The Mother Calamity has noticed us. Crystal's eyes glow ice blue like a cold, indifferent goddess. Sharp ice spikes form above her head. And at Crystal's thought, every spike rockets at the Calamity Beast wave coming from behind. Countless Calamity Beasts get pierced through, falling Rowby Row like cut leaks. But more keep flooding in. Every Calamity Beast in the city is converging on this spot from every direction. I start feeling the pressure rise. Tens, even hundreds of millions of Calamity Beasts in this entire city. Even if we exhaust ourselves, we'll never finish them all. So I shout, cut off the head. The body falls. Shadow, go kill the Mother Calamity. Hearing this, Shadow turns and charges across the bridge. Across the bridge, there's a dangerous presence, the Mother Calamity. The moment Shadow reaches the other side of the bridge, a 15-meter-long dark red tentacle bursts out of the mist and slams into it. Several buildings collapse as Shadow gets knocked through them, only stopping more than 20 m away. Shadow roars, shaking the dust off, rising from the rubble of concrete and stones, its cold vertical pupils locked onto the Mother Calamity. A giant eyeball over 60 m across with countless smaller eyes, all of them staring back at Shadow. Pitch black flames erupt from Shadow as it launches its attack, body bursting forward. Under Shadow's all-out charge, the broken buildings shake violently. The countless eyes of the giant eyeball contract in unison, and 15 dark red tentacles whip out at Shadow. Shadow dodges what it can and what it can't. It slashes with claws, wrapped in black light, only to hear the sound of metal scraping. Suddenly, one of the dark red tentacles strikes Shadow, sending it flying backward. All the ground it gained in seconds erased. Before, Shadow had relied on Titan form's overwhelming strength and defense to crush enemies in close combat. But now against the giant eyeball's tentacle attacks, none of that works. In a roar, the pitch-black flames erupt without restraint, blistering heat blasting outward. Shadow shoots forward, its mana draining fast, making a do-or-die push. On my end, I'm getting tense. Through my soul connection with Shadow, I can faintly feel its life force ebbing. Now Crystal suddenly opens her ice-blue eyes. Frost annihilation. In an instant, countless calamity beasts shatter into flying ice fragments. Seizing me. Opening, I make the call. Go intercept the Mother Calamity. The only chance now is to get Shadow to evolve. Soon, the three of us reach the city center. A roar comes from up ahead. We don't hesitate and run in, and quickly we see Shadow, gravely wounded, barely alive. But its claws still grip the ground tightly, refusing to retreat no matter how many tentacles strike. Slowly, stubbornly walking forward. Seeing this, I run straight at Shadow. Shadow, devour these calamity beasts. At the same time, I cast Restore and Empower. Faint white light glows over Shadow. Shadow's pupils tremble. With a roar, it knocks back the dark red tentacles and charges into the calamity beast wave. Pitch-black flames bloom like a lotus, instantly spreading. The giant eyeball senses the problem and immediately gives the order for all calamity beasts to stay clear. But it's too late. Endless pitch-black flames carry the devoured energy back into Shadow's body. Without hesitation, I tap Evolve on the panel, and a terrifying surge of black power erupts from deep within Shadow, bursting outward in a pillar of pitch-black light that shoots into the sky. Shadow's body grows past 100 meters in an instant. System notification. Congratulations, your summon Shadow has gained the skill Swift System Notification. Congratulations, your summon Shadow has gained a new talent. Adamant Body. All stats increased by 60 points. I let out a breath. Another total upgrade. Shadow's vertical pupils lock onto the giant eyeball. Its body completely transformed. Its rigid wolf for giving off a faint golden glow looking divine and dominating. Reborn anew. Its rigid wolf for giving off a faint golden glow looking divine and dominating. The giant eyeball's eyes shudder violently. The instant the black power explodes outward, it's frozen still by the terrifying aura of all-devouring hunger. But what follows is endless rage. It can devour and evolve, too. It's the one meant to become the strongest. The thickest dark red tentacles whip out in unison, the air booming with the force. Shadow stands like a mountain, unmoving. 15 dark red tentacles lash against it, and only the golden glow trembles slightly. The pitch-black flames fuse with gluttony, and Titan form erupt in an instant. The pitch-black flames form a 400-meter-tall shadow of a savage beast, and a kilometer-wide area instantly becomes a sea of black fire. Shadow charges right up to the giant eyeball. As its claws raise, the massive beast Shadow's claws raise, too, and the claws of condensed pitch-black flames slash down. Several of the giant eyeball's eyes go blind. In an instant, a cry of agony tearing out. Its tentacles whip wildly at Shadow, but can't deal any damage. The giant eyeball roars and rapidly absorbs karmic miasma into itself. In an instant, its body bloats another full size, and the dark red tentacles start growing countless sharp barbs. This was originally the power it had saved for evolving to the next life tier. Now, it has to use it ahead of schedule. Dark red tentacles surround Shadow from every direction. The two attack each other furiously, the ground shaking nonstop, roars echoing across the sky. Hours later, only Shadow still stands on the ruins. The giant eyeball's countless eyes gone dark, its entire body slowly devoured by the pitch-black flames. At this, Crystal and I both start to smile, killing the Mother Calamity, plus thousands of calamity beasts. The rating we earn will absolutely be sky-high. The next day, with a flash of light, the three of us vanish from where we stand. Time's up. Beginning settlement based on your performance. Total calamity beast killed 8560. Mother Calamity successfully killed. Congratulations. Your rating is perfect. Class advanced to Summoner Swordsman rare and unique. Description: a strange class born because of you. Congratulations on learning a new class skill. Spell sword manifest. Skill effect. A blade existing between the real and the unreal, ignoring all physical defense and dealing one mental wound. Looking at the panel, I'm a little stunned. It ignores physical defense and directly wounds the target's mind. Meaning, as long as the opponent has no mental defense, they can be sliced down in an instant. This skill is genuinely terrifying. A blade with countless intricate patterns appears in my hand, and my mental energy drains completely as I form it. I shake my head and put the spell sword away. Looks like this skill can't be used as a trump card. I smile faintly and open my phone. After accepting friend requests from Roland and Crystal, I see a message from Mr. Wells. The recruiters from the elite Mize will arrive at 2 o'clock today. You'd better come to the school. I think for a moment, nothing else going on, so I get up and head out immediately. At Cloud Haven 2nd, Mr. Wells is waiting at the school gate. The moment he sees me, he hurries over. You finally made it. This time all 5 elite Mize have sent recruiters to Cloud Haven. Second, it's unprecedented in Cloud Haven City. I follow Mr. Wells to the office. Mr. Wells pulls a dragon-shaped soul ring from the drawer. This contains the Academy's reward. Inside are the equipment and skill book you need. My eyes light up. These are exactly what I need. My old palm sword, an ordinary grade weapon, has endured too many high-intensity battles. It is already broken. I take the soul ring and send my consciousness inside. 2 streams of information surface in an instant. The first is the Sky Power Staff Blade. In Sky Sword form, it gains elite empowerment capable of cutting through anything. In Sky Staff form, it gains the aura of wisdom, continuously restoring mental energy and amplifying any skill effect by 50%. The second is a skill book blink step, which lets the user cross any distance within 100 meters in a single instant. Looking at this gear and skill book, I am thoroughly satisfied. Around 2 o'clock, a private vehicle stops at Cloud Haven's 2nd high, and several men and women step out. Principal Mason looks grave. He steps forward without any negligence. Anyone qualified to teach at an elite academy is at minimum a 5th class advancement professional. Even a city mayor must treat them with full courtesy. We arrive at the reception room. Mr. Finch lounges casually in his seat and asks lightly, "Where is Ethan?" The door opens, and I walk in with Mr. Wells. Mr. Finch looks me over from head to toe. "Not bad. With looks like that, you belong at Skygate Academy." Mr. Ferris, sitting beside him, immediately bristles. "Rumors out there are bad enough. Now Skygate is recruiting based on appearance." He turns to me and extends his offer. "Ethan, choose Azure Heaven Academy. You can pick any 3 core resources you want as your enrollment gift." 3. What is this charity? For a beggar? I think you are questioning the weight of the Eastern Sky Province top scorer. Right, Ethan. She clearly looks down on you. Don't take her abuse. Principal Mason and Mr. Wells stand frozen at the spectacle. The atmosphere grows tense. Whoever steps forward to recruit gets attacked by the other 4. The situation rapidly devolves into chaos. Mr. Finch draws a breath, looks at me, and suddenly speaks. "You are at 1st class advancement now. You probably haven't started summoning yet. If you join Skygate, I can apply directly upward on your behalf. Your Black Wolf has the growth talent. Ask for any resource you want, including my daughter's hand in marriage." The other 4 fall silent. Even with their breadth of experience, the offer feels excessive. There are at least 10 students this year who scored higher than 20,000 points. If they spend too many resources on Ethan now, they will struggle to compete for the others later. The 4 who think it is not worthwhile quietly give up. Everything else is fine, but skip the daughter. Mr. Finch's brow relaxes. He thinks to himself, "Good. If you prefer someone more mature, I am also available." I want to say that is not what I meant, but the words die on my lips. In the end, I choose Skygate Academy. Not because Mr. Finch is particularly handsome, but because what he is offering is simply too much. The opening day arrives soon enough. Skygate Academy in Mid-Sky City, the capital of Ninefold Province, is where the highest scoring students from across the nation gather. I pick a dorm room at random. Inside, every facility and daily necessity is already prepared. At that moment, the customized device suddenly chimes and a message appears. "Your summoning materials have been approved. If you need any other resources, just ask. I will apply for the maximum allocation possible." After sending the message, Mr. Finch leans back into his soft chair. Beside him, Miss Quinn looks puzzled. Our resources were enough to recruit 4 provincial top scorers. What you are giving him far exceeds Ethan's actual value. Forgive my bluntness. He does not match what we are offering. Mr. Finch only smiles at her. The freshman tournament is tomorrow. The truth will reveal itself. I lay the summoning materials on the floor and extend a hand into empty space. As the summoning art activates, the room fills with white light. After a few minutes, what appears before me is a silver-toned creature about 60 centimeters wide, fluttering 2 pairs of wings, a silver moth. The corner of my mouth twitches. I quietly check its status panel. Summon silver moth. Level 10, Strength 1, Constitution 1, Agility 1, Magic 1, total stats 4, even weaker than Shadow at the start. I shake my head. This sets a new record for the weakest summon I have ever seen. But it does not matter. I will give you a long road of potential. The silver moth flutters slowly toward me. I extend a finger to catch it. System notification. Inspection complete. Loyalty 100% will never betray. Initiate soul bond. I confirm instantly. The searing pain of soul tearing surges from deep within. System notification. Congratulations. Your summon has awakened the triprade unique talent. Myriad form capable of taking any shape, gaining different abilities. At that moment, the silver moth dissolves into silver light and reforms into a copy of me. In a blank, dazed voice, it says, Master. After some initial exploration, I finally grasp the power of myriad form. I open the box. Inside are pieces of battle armor. I point at the silver moth, sending my thoughts. The silver moth nods gently. It dissolves into silver light and wraps around my arm. Instantly, the silver battle armor appears slowly covering my entire body. I feel no discomfort or weight. As if the armor has always been part of me. I am thoroughly satisfied. Myriad form also has the ability to fuse with metals, to increase hardness. Without question, like greedy gluttony, it is a monstrous talent that can grow stronger indefinitely. I decide to start refining the silver moth right away. I message Mr. Finch, requesting metals with special properties. Within half an hour, the items arrive. They are all rare metals with distinct properties. Everyone a precious resource. Back in my room, I begin the fusion. The armor on my body quickly becomes incredibly hard. Even a second-ass advancement professional would struggle to break through. The armor now weighs 5 tons, but it has no effect on me. If it lands on an enemy, however, it would be like a mountain crashing down. I head to the living room. The 3 roommates who heard the commotion look surprised. One man steps forward. Hi, I am Felix, 2nd place in Xinhuan province. Don't tell me you got that just by luck pulling a strong summon. Felix earned a provincial top score with an ordinary class. That is an impressive achievement. The cold-faced man speaks dismissively. He is Damon. In my view, having a powerful summon proves that Ethan is special. Special? Just lucky. At the freshman tournament, I will show you the gulf between true geniuses and lucky players. Fine. See you there. Just as the argument is about to escalate, a voice spreads through the entire academy. All freshmen gather at Skylock Plaza. So, the freshman tournament has been moved up by half a month. And with more mutant beasts appearing outside the city, the academy plans to have us take on cleanup duty. Caleb says from the couch. Hearing this, I fall silent. I suddenly think of the Rebirth dungeon world. I did not expect Blue Star to face the same crisis so soon. As I think this, Damon's arrogant voice comes from the side. You came right on time, Ethan. I will crush you and prove that I am more worthy of the top score. Looking at his arrogant face, I smile. Then let's see who is on top. But it will be me crushing all of you. At Sky Plaza, the new students gather one by one. The headmaster sighs, thinking to himself. The top 100 must be sent outside the city to clear mutant beasts. Under the pressure of death, they grow fast. The secretary behind him nods, holding a tablet. The freshman tournament, originally scheduled for half a month later, will be held in the large-scale Rebirth dungeon, Riftmaw Canyon. This freshman tournament will determine your future resource allocation. After the announcement, the dungeon gate slowly opens. A powerful aura of monsters seeps out, sweeping across the plaza. Some people's legs go weak and their lips tremble. Roland anxiously searches the crowd for something. He soon spots me, the friend he has been thinking about. The tall Roland jogs over with a short-haired, gray-eyed girl. He had said he was applying to Sky just like me, and I thought he was joking. I did not expect him to actually do it. Ethan, this is my sister Rowan. Hello. I respond awkwardly. Rowan hides timidly behind her brother, her voice barely audible. I sigh helplessly and send them a party invite, seeing me team up with others and burden myself. The cold-faced Damon frowns slightly. He scoffs coldly. I do not respond. The three of us vanish on the spot. Soon all students enter the dungeon and instructor waves and cast a waterwood projection. Rift Canyon spans hundreds of kilometers like a massive maze. Just as we enter, roars erupt ahead. A perfect chance to test my current strength. With a flick of thought, the silver moth appears in white light. Within a few steps, the silver battle armor covers my body. My right hand grips the air, and the sky power staff blade materializes. I draw the silver saber from my back, stomp the ground, and instantly appear before the monsters tens of meters away. Blink Step, originally a life-saving skill, I now use to close the distance. The sky sword swings out. It slices through the monsters' bodies as smoothly as cutting tofu. Without stopping, I turn into an afterimage. In the blink of an eye, I cut straight through. All the monsters fall before they can even react, their eyes wide with shock. Seeing this, Roland shouts excitedly, "Ethan, you're a beast." Without doing anything, his experience keeps climbing. This is the joy of riding coattails. Outside the dungeon, the instructors watching are stunned. His speed and damage are almost matching a melee-type hitting class. His base stats are even more abnormal. Even if Ethan were already at second-class advancement, those stats would be impossible. He has only just reached first-class advancement. Could that silver butterfly be no ordinary second summon? It can even fuse with its master, boosting all attributes. A special summon. A summon that transforms into a weapon. I have never heard of such a thing. Even the seasoned instructors are surprised. Right now, the highest scorer among the dozen others has only 30% of his points. If that is all, his title as top scorer is in name only. He is your future son-in-law. What good does it do you to embarrass him? Mr. Finch is about to speak when a slap lands on the back of his head. He is left speechless. Inside the dungeon, my silver battle armor is already drenched in blood. I can one-shot these level 20 monsters. I must already be at the peak of second-class advancement. Even against a third-class advancement opponent, I could escape unharmed. At that moment, countless negative emotions flood my mind, trying to compel me to end my own life. Seeing me motionless, Roland quickly says, "Rowan, put away Soul Rain." Knowing her talent is strange, Rowan looks panicked and quickly puts it away. I smile and reassure her. It is fine. This cannot affect me. I glance at the recorder. Only 120 points so far. That pace is too slow. To grow stronger quickly, I must take first place and earn the Academy's resource priority. Whether it is the Silver Moth or Shadow, both need massive resources. With that thought, I shift my mind. A massive violent demon wolf emerges from the white light, its terrifying howl echoing through the canyon. Seeing Shadow for the first time, Rowan shrinks and hides behind me. Go, Shadow. Devour every monster in this canyon. On command, Shadow's eyes turn fierce. He vanishes on the spot, charging deep into the canyon. Soon, the recorder on my wrist beeps nonstop with rising scores. I head down another path to farm points from both sides. In the distance, a young woman swings dark red lightning down upon countless monsters. The moment it strikes, the ground cracks within a 100-meter radius. Dark red lightning erupts and rampages, annihilating every monster. The young woman's face shows lingering hunger. These trash are not worth fighting. Seeing Scarlet going wild again, Leia looks helpless. Suddenly, a chilling aura, scorching hot, sweeps over them. Before she can react, Scarlet's burning eyes erupt with battle intent. Violent dark red lightning surges instantly, wrapping around her black spear as she stares at the charging black flame wolf and meets those vertical pupils. Fear spreads through her, but quickly Scarlet's gorgeous face twists into madness. She charges straight at the giant wolf. Watching her sister rush in fearlessly, Leia moves with practice ease, layering on multiple power buffs and wards. With these enhancements, Scarlet's combat power doubles. Even against a third-class advancement boss, she could fight. When the two sides collide, the immense force kicks up a shock wave that blasts in every direction. Seeing the golden glow appear and the black wolf unharmed, Scarlet's face freezes. Shadow looks coldly down at the human who attacked him for no reason. His claw swings out, and under the terrifying force, 3 layers of protective wards shatter, one after another. Scarlet's body is sent flying. Hila's face changes drastically. She presses her palms together, and a sacred figure tens of meters tall slowly appears. I summon you here. 6 Saint Guardian Angel. SSS Talent Angel's Grace activates. A golden light shield rises instantly, enveloping both sisters. Scarlet fall back. Before she can finish, Shadow strides forward, raises his claw glowing with black light, and shreds the golden shield in an instant. He gives them a cold glance, then walks past, paying them no further attention. Outside, dead silence falls. All the instructors, including the headmaster, fall speechless. Is this really the strength a summoner who just classed up should have? Terrifying. This strength is beyond second-ass advancement entirely. Seeing this otherworldly combat power, a few words rise in everyone's mind. Unmatched at his level, a monstrous prodigy of this generation. Watching the smug Mr. Finch, Miss Quinn is utterly shaken. He really gambled on an impossibility. Could Mr. Finch actually be a genius? Over the next 10 hours, Shadow kills tens of thousands of monsters, including 3 third-tier bosses. Only 1,300 points remain until his next evolution. This is half a day's haul, but progress will get harder. Roland and Rowan, meanwhile, are thrilled. They have never experienced leveling so effortlessly without any effort at all. I smile and glance at the recorder. My score has hit 30,000. Shadow returns from his sweep, and I cast Restore on him. Soon, the dungeon timer expires. White light envelopes us, and we are teleported back to Skylock Plaza. Countless Aruk eyes turn toward me. Many students look battered, especially Damon, who pounds the ground in humiliation. With his full power, he was casually swatted into critical injury by a single black wolf. Now I will announce the student rankings. First place, Ethan, 34,500 points. Hearing this, Damon's eyes widen. He immediately looks at the holographic screen. My score sits at the top, far ahead of everyone else with a cliff-like drop below. Impossible. Damon refuses to believe it, thinking the ranking is broken. He is not the only one. Many find it unbelievable. How are everyone else's scores so low, including the 2 top scorers? Sensing the confusion, the secretary explains, the black wolf you encountered is Ethan's summon. Many of you tried to stop it and were sent into critical condition with a single swipe. Everyone's expression turns to shock. The freshman tournament ends here. Credit rewards will be deposited into your accounts. Dismissed. Back at the suite, when I push the door open, Damon's face shows some discomfort. He hesitates, then takes a deep breath. Something arrived for you earlier. They said it was the second batch of materials. You weren't here, so I moved it to your room. Got it. Thanks. No problem. Back in my room, I open the black crate. There are even more rare metals than in the first batch. Once the silver moth fuses with enough metal, even Shadow won't be able to break through with a chance to gain various special properties. By then, it will not just be invincible defense. Combat power will also be terrifying. I have no intention of being a defenseless summoner. The weakness would be too obvious. Once targeted, many methods could easily kill me. After about 10 minutes, all the metals are fused. The hardness now resists even third-class advancement attacks, and the weight reaches a full 13 tons. Combined with mutual strength amplification, a single punch could shatter the ground. At that moment, the 50,000 credits for placing first arrive. After a moment of thought, I spend every credit on dozens of fruit-type resources. When the items arrive, I dump them all out, summon Shadow, and feed them to him. Soon, I feel waves of heat strengthening my body. Shadow grows steadily larger. Within minutes, he reaches 40 m. After advancing to Summoner Swordsman, I gain an extra 5 strength per level. I have completely twisted the Summoner class from a fragile mental stat, Sarah who hides in the back, into an offensive frontline class. Today is the official first day of school. All 4 of us roommates are placed in Class 1. On the way, I run into Roland and Rowan, also in Class 1. The moment we enter the classroom, many heads turn. Even now, they remain stunned, crushing everyone with a single summon. That has never happened before. At that moment, 2 stunning twins enter through the door. Scarlett and Leia glance around briefly, then sit directly in front of me. At the same time, the tall Mr. Finch walks in, sweeps the room with his eyes, and speaks. I am Mr. Finch. I will be your homeroom teacher. That said, try not to bring me your problems. I am lazy. Then Mr. Finch's face turned serious. You are all province-level prodigies. You worked hard to enter this academy for better resources. Unfortunately, the alien race has spent decades laying their plans, and their advantage keeps growing. Before long, they will breach our defenses in one decisive strike. Every face fills with disbelief. Society currently runs smoothly. Entertainment industries are even thriving. The media reports that the situation has improved. No negative news appears online. Everything seems peaceful, and yet now we are told disaster is imminent. Reading their shock and confusion, Mr. Finch slowly continues. Doesn't it strike you as strange that you almost never see anyone above 5th class advancement in society? Even the military guarding an entire province has only 4th class advancement at best. Hearing this, the students think back carefully. Indeed, that is true. By rights, 5th class advancement should be commoner strength. Not a dime a dozen, but certainly not so rare that none can be found online or in daily life. Suddenly, a terrifying thought forms in their minds. Graduates from elite MIs are at least 4th class advancement, and most of them go to the front lines without hesitation. Their sacrifice is what keeps the rear safe. Mr. Finch continues, news like this, which would cause panic, is naturally banned by every nation. That is why many born as commoners have no idea such things are happening. What matters more now is that mutant beast populations are growing. If we fail to contain them, by the time the alien race notices, they will launch their full assault early. Mr. Finch looks over the students. So, the time has come for us to stand up. Every academy is sending its best students to military bases to reduce the mutant beast population. Whoever volunteers for the mutant beast reduction operation, please stand. Instantly, the classroom fills with the sound of chairs being pushed back. I do not hesitate at all. Seeing this, Roland and Rowan also stand immediately. Fighting mutant beasts was always going to happen. It has just come sooner. Gradually, only half the class remains seated. The corner of Mr. Finch's mouth lifts. Half the class volunteering already exceeds expectations. Everyone who is going, move out. We are heading to the military base. Wait, do we have to go too? Yes. Everyone in this class is in the top 100 of the freshman cohort. All considered top prospects. You all have to go. The reason I waited until now is because the military intends to mark the volunteers as priority candidates. If you truly cannot find the courage, there's a second option. Leave Skygate Academy. Half of the 20-some hesitating students immediately stand. Mr. Finch leads the group out of Skygate Academy. Dozens of military trucks wait at the gate with stern soldiers standing by. As all the students board, the once bustling Skygate Academy becomes empty. Inside the truck, Mr. Finch picks up a file and speaks. Our destination is Hang Duan Military Base, 900 kilometers from Mid-Sky City. Beyond it lies the 100 Lotus Mountains, which spans hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Heaven's vision has detected tens of thousands of level 30 mutant beasts on just the outer rim. Go deeper, and level 40 and level 50 beasts are just as numerous. You only need to clear the outer rim. For a long time, the front lines have relied on technology to trade few for many, just barely holding off the assault. But for some reason, their attacks have grown more ferocious recently. Day and night, from every direction, they strike the defense line. So for this mutant beast cleanup, the front lines have no capacity to help. After 8 or 9 hours, the trucks come to a stop. The thick steel doors swing open. Soldiers in black combat uniform stand in a line, clearly waiting for our arrival. They all salute in unison, making the students suddenly drop their casual demeanor. Everyone follow me to the mission counter. Along the way, everyone looks around. The military base is vast, surrounded by gun turrets, heavily defended. Soon, we reach the mission counter, where a female soldier hands out black smart wristbands to everyone. They look similar to the recorders from the college trial, but with added mission and map functions, plus a rescue button. One tap, and the military base knows the situation immediately, dispatching personnel for rescue. Anyone nearby also receives the alert immediately and can respond first. The smart wristband chimes. Welcome to Arya. Happy to serve you. For this mutant beast cleanup operation, each student must accept and complete at least one mission per day. You've not yet met today's quota. Please accept a mission at the counter as soon as possible. I stride to the screen displaying countless missions, scanning briefly. Better to play it safe and take a few normal missions requiring third class advancement. Suddenly, I feel eyes on me. I turn and see Roland and Rowan, who have followed me the entire time, watching me with pleading eyes. With their strength, the wilderness will be brutal. I smile. I will see this through to the end. They nod repeatedly, gratitude practically pouring from their eyes. Watching this, Felix, who had planned to invite Rowan, stops in his tracks. His teeth feel a little sour. The wilderness is dangerous. Anything could happen. How about we look out for each other, find someone else? Logan looks at him with disdain and leaves with a support classmate after picking his mission. Caleb, we are combat-type hidden classes after all. Don't be such a coward. Find some reliable people to team up with. If you have to, hit the rescue button. If we are nearby, we will pick you up. Felix suddenly feels malice in the air. Soon I have selected 3 missions, clearing a berserk black ape, a twin-fang tiger, and a bloodscale crocodile, all 200 kilometers away. Mutant beast. Locations are tracked by array masters who modified eye of observation drones, performing a carpet search to locate them. Mutant beasts are territorial and normally do not stray far from their nests. For this cleanup, every base is prepared thoroughly, making it easier and safer for students to hunt mutant beasts with full consideration for their lives. Anyone heading out can collect 3 high-explosive grenades and a high-powered pistol loaded with 7 armor-piercing rounds. These can wound roughly level 20 mutant beasts. I have 0 confidence in my marksmanship, so I just take 3 high-explosive grenades. My punch is stronger than an armor-piercing round anyway. I turn and lead the 2 of them out. We quickly drive into the 100 Lotus Mountains. I shift the silver moth into armor form. The smart wristband speaks. Would you like Arya to turn on the flashlight? Yes. The next second, bright white light illuminates more than 10 meters around us. In the command center, every face is grave. Through a nearby micro-drone, they immediately notice our route is off. Past this point lies the territory of level 30 and above mutant beasts. Why aren't they stopping? Check what missions they accepted. The woman at the console quickly works through the controls and speaks in shock. Slay a level 33 berserk black ape, a level 36 twin-fang tiger, and a level 39 bloodscale crocodile. These all require 3rd class advancement, and the last is nearly 4th class advancement difficulty. Are they insane? Commander. Young rubs his brow. This is Skygate Academy's strongest freshman this year. He is only level 16. How does he dare accept missions 2 full advancement tiers above himself? This is a death wish. But geniuses like him, who stood up first knowing the danger, rarely get abandoned. Even if he is reckless, we cannot ignore him. He immediately gives the order. 4 armed helicopters move into the area ready to launch a rescue at the first sign of danger. Commander Yang lets out a long sigh. Compared to other bases, Hongguan base may end up dragging its feet. Suddenly, the smart wristband chimes. Attention, you have entered the territory of the target berserk black ape. The instant the alert ends, a giant python bursts through the bushes and lunges. Its body is a full 4 meters thick and tens of meters long. It opens its sharp fangs and bites at me, its massive bloody nearly swallowing me whole. I spin instantly, grabbing the python's fangs with both hands and pulling hard with my superhuman strength and 13-ton weight. The python's fangs snap in an instant. Blood sprays out, and the pain makes it pull its head back, but I don't give it a moment to breathe. The ground caves under my feet as I close in instantly. One punch shatters its spine. The python lets out a horrific shriek. Its cold serpent eyes fill with terror. It tries to flee, but I throw my arms around it and slowly drag it back. The python thrashes wildly in panic. The ground tumbles continuously, but it makes no difference. My fist slams into its head. Flesh explodes, and the skull caves in and shatters. I grab the python's lower jaw with both hands and tear it apart with brute force. This brutal sight leaves Roland and Rowan trembling. Meanwhile, the command center, watching the entire scene clearly, falls silent. Every gaze is stunned. This is insane. He is only level 16, and he just went head-on with a level 29 giant python. What kind of monster is he? Commander Yang lowers his head and reads the file in his hand again and again. It clearly states his class as Summoner. Suddenly, a roar bursts through the screen, filling the room. Every face turns grave. A 50 m tall ape, muscles bulging, leaps down from halfway up the mountain. It seems woken by the commotion and charges over in fury. Not good. The berserk black ape. How is it level 34 already? Mutant beasts undergo a transformation every 10 levels, meaning this one could pulp the giant python in a few punches. Commander Yang shakes his head, not optimistic. In all of human civilization, very few can bridge such a combat power gap. His hand grips the radio, ready, the moment things turn bad, to send the 4-armed helicopters in. Before I can claim my spoils, a massive black shadow with a blood-red monstrous face leaps down from above. The ape's hands clasp into a giant fist and crash down. I do not flinch. I draw the saber from my back and swing, striking directly on the rock-hard fist. A shock wave radiates outward. I am unharmed. The silver moth absorbs all the damage. The ape roars again, its body suddenly swelling several sizes, reaching 70 meters tall. Then, as if swatting a fly, its palm slams down, but I appear above its head in an instant. The saber comes slashing down. Blink Step activates. This skill, originally meant to save my life, I now use to close the gap. The terrifying strike flashes like silver light, striking the back of the ape's skull, yet leaving only a half-meter deep wound. Howling in pain, the ape spins its massive body around and slaps wildly with both palms, but I dodge them all. I close in and slash the same spot several times in a row. The ape immediately raises its foot and stomps down hard. The earth shakes, dust kicks up in every direction, but I am already more than 10 meters away. It seems 13 tons of weight and sharpness still cannot seriously wound the ape. This is my limit. With that thought, I stop delaying. A sword between real and unreal materializes in my hand. Its blade etched with countless indecipherable white runes, mysterious and profound. My mental energy drains entirely in an instant. My head spins. I slowly raise my hand. The ape's hair stands on end. A shudder runs through its mind as if something invisible is threatening it. The ape lunges forward, trying to end the fight quickly, but my hand swings down. The spell sword cleaves through its body in an instant without warning. The massive frame crashes to the ground. A gust of wind sweeps the dust away. Its body still lives, but its mind has shattered and died. I have killed it instantly. I withdraw the spell sword. Fortunately, the berserk black ape's aura was fierce, enough that nearby mutant beasts dare not approach, and the battle ended quickly. Watching this, the armed helicopters in the distance slowly turn and fly away. The entire command center is silent. Everyone stares blankly at the screen, not even understanding what just happened. Commander Yang thinks for a moment and quickly realizes this must be a mental trauma skill. Such skills are extremely rare. But what truly amazes him is my own terrifying combat power. Actually able to leap an 18-level gap and tank the berserk black ape, unharmed. The key point is that this is not a burst technique, but appears to be his baseline strength. That is the most terrifying part. Those monsters who can leap a tier to defeat enemies invariably rely on a burst or an ultimate skill, not a constant state. Though both can produce major power gaps, the difference is enormous. If he can sustain the state continuously, with 2-tier combat power, he would become a nightmare for the alien race on the front lines. With that thought, Commander Yang's heart races. Overjoyed, he strides out of the command center, enters a small, inconspicuous room, and shuts the door. He activates layers of concealment arrays, then carefully takes out a communicator. After about half an hour, a voice replies, "I am gravely wounded. Probably won't make it." There is silence for a moment. Saying, exactly how strong is Chianu? At the same level, even the two of us together would have our heads pinned to the ground. Commander Yang's voice is heavy. The voice on the other end responds immediately. That is incredible. I doubt all of humanity can keep him alive. Wait for the alien race to assassinate him. He could crush me single-handed. But against you, Zane, hard to say. Fine. I will discuss this with the other thrones. Meanwhile, Roland looks at the ape's massive corpse, his face flushed with excitement. He didn't even need Shadow, a mutant beast 3 tiers above him. Ethan is unbelievable. I just smile. With a flick of thought, I summon Shadow, 40m tall, and have him devour the 2 corpses. The evolution points climb by 0.2, still far from the 1,200 needed. After a moment's thought, I toss every life crystal I had harvested from earlier kills into the pitch-black flame. On average, each life crystal provides at least 1 drop. My eyes brighten. So, this is the fast track for evolution points. I lead the 2 of them deeper. Half an hour later, a 30-meter tiger with long, sharp fangs lunges out. Before it can attack, Shadow's vertical pupils flash. Under the Intimidate, the tiger freezes in place. The ground explodes and Shadow appears before the tiger. In an instant, a claw whips out, and under the terrifying force, the tiger is sent flying. Under the recoil, the tiger crashes through several towering trees. For hideous gashes open across its face, blood pouring out. Before it can recover from the agony, Shadow is already standing in front of it. In barely 10 seconds, the tiger is completely consumed by the pitch-black flame. The brutal sight unnerves even the command center. Those vertical pupils, even through a screen, send chills down their spines as if death waits in the next instant. Commander Yang gives a wry smile, struck by the feeling that the new generation is surpassing the old. The 3 of us and the beast push through the mountains. An hour later, we are deep within level 30+ mutant beast territory. With Shadow's Intimidate aura, not a single mutant beast dares approach. A blood-red scaled 100m long crocodile suddenly opens its blood-red vertical pupils. A terrifying savage aura erupts, warning the intruders. Shadow bares his fangs immediately. A terrifying violent aura erupts from his body. A presence even more dreadful than the crocodile's. The next second, his size surges. He reaches nearly 300 meters. Feeling itself overpowered, the crocodile charges in fury, each step making the ground tremble. Pitch-black flame erupts across Shadow's body, his claws glowing with black light. At the same time, golden radiance rises from his skin and fur, signaling unshakable defense. The crocodile opens its colossal jaws, rows of teeth razor-sharp but biting against the golden light. The jaws cannot close. Shadow simply watches coldly, then raises a claw and slams it down. Countless blood-red scales tear away in an instant, flesh torn to a bloody mess. The crocodile roars savagely and swings its heavy tail, blood spinning along it, the force terrifying. A fierce gale lashes toward Shadow. For long, deep furrows are carved into the ground. Shadow uses all his strength to barely stop himself. The crocodile follows up, lunging forward, biting onto Shadow, dragging him into the lake behind them. A massive splash erupts. Beneath the water, the 2 giant beasts brawl wildly, turning the lake murky. The pitch-black flame around Shadow does not flicker at all. Instead, the surrounding water grows hotter and hotter. Even with the environmental advantage, the crocodile is overpowered. Even with its blood-light power talent spinning at full force, it cannot deal a single bit of damage. After just a few minutes, the lake's water level drops by nearly half. Suddenly, the surface erupts. A black giant wolf bursts out of the water. At nearly 300 m, his presence is overwhelming. Combined with a savage aura coiling around him, even the strong tremble, though Shadow won't attack them. Roland and Rowan cannot suppress their fear. Even the command center watching through screens feels the same. As for the crocodile, not a scrap remains. Arya speaks from the wristband. All missions complete. You may return to the base counter to submit them. By the time the 3 of us return to Hongduan base, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I head straight to the counter and hand the missions to a female soldier. You really completed them? Yes. 200 contribution points total. Since you operated as a party, how do you want to split them? Pull up the Arya recordings as proof. Following her ratio, I transfer the points to them. I glance at Roland and Rowan. Not only do they offer no help, they cannot properly train themselves either. It is time to find them a more suitable team. Shortly after I leave, a line of text flashes across the counter's main screen. Skygate Academy, first year level 16 summoner. Contribution points 100, rank 1245. Not just at Hongduan base. The same line of text appears at every base hosting multiple MICE. At this moment, many students at the counters look surprised. Who is this guy? Getting 100 contribution points in one go. He must have cleared at least 2 third-class advancement missions. I am a first year, too, and my points are still single digits. Same here. I only dare take first-class advancement missions. These mutant beasts are too fierce. Even with my level advantage, I get pushed around. Level 16 and 100 contribution points. How did he do it? Most second and third years only have a few dozen points, and very few first years even reach double digits. The reason for the shock is that he is only level 16, a first year, yet he left 2 full advancement tiers and successfully killed 2 mutant beasts. Above level 30. At Roxiong Base, Mr. Ferris is discussing how to kill a level 60 beast on the outer rim. Suddenly seeing the name on the ranking, he pauses. Impossible. Hearing his outburst, several instructors follow his gaze. Hey Ferris, you know this student? A first year hitting a 100 contribution points on day 1. A bit much, isn't it? He is the recruit I told you about, the one we missed. Mr. Finch grabbed him first, otherwise he might have been ours at North Run. Hearing this, the instructors realize who it is. The same prodigy as before, but someone soon shakes his head. Still, he must have had a strong senior carry him. Otherwise, on his own, there is no way he gets a 100 points in one run. True, but that kind of behavior is wrong. Beyond preventing a mutant beast outbreak, this cleanup is about self-training, right? Times are urgent. Building real strength should be the priority. Chasing rankings is useless. Mr. Ferris also lets out a long sigh. He had high hopes for me. This level 33 heavy armored lizard took serious effort to kill. Xander says flatly. Mr. Ferris's mouth twitches. He is genuinely impressed. Killing a level 33 mutant beast at level 17. This year's prodigies just keep coming. Don't worry, sir. This may be the year of the prodigy tournament, but with me here, I am unmatched. I will crush every rival and ascend to the throne of humanity. Xander glances over and sees the instructors all covering their faces in silence. Then he spots the name on the big screen and his face freezes. He absolutely cannot believe it. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. How can anyone be fiercer than me? 100 contribution points. Even counting that heavy armored lizard I killed, it cannot match this. Seeing Xander questioning everything, Mr. Ferris speaks helplessly. We just discussed it. He probably had a senior carrying him. Don't worry about it. Got it. I'm heading out then. Xander relaxes immediately. The thrill of completing his second-class advancement mission sends him hurrying to bid farewell. Then, he resolutely walks toward the mountains already shrouded in darkness. Meanwhile, I return to the dorm, grab barbecue with my roommates, and assign Roland and Rowan to one of their teams. I take 2 hard difficulty missions requiring 4th-class advancement. The moment I enter the mountains, the female officer calls out to Commander Yang. He just accepted a 4th-class advancement. Level 10 hard difficulty mission. Hearing this, Commander Yang sucks in a sharp breath. 2 tiers wasn't enough. This kid wants to leap 3. 4th-class advancement corresponds to the level 40 watershed. Even if our armed helicopters fired off every round, they couldn't scratch a level 40 mutant beast. Notify the Skygate instructors and have one tail him. I am worried about Ethan. The message goes through the smart wristband to the 3 Skygate instructors stationed at Hongduan Base. After receiving it, they discuss briefly and ultimately send Ms. Quinn. The moment Ethan presses the rescue button, support will arrive immediately. Meanwhile, through countless trees and vines, a black giant wolf races through. About an hour later, we reach the mission target. The massive level 44 3-headed serpent is hissing and warning. I silently extend my hand. A translucent, mysterious sword over a meter long materializes. As I slowly raise and swing my hand, the 3-headed serpent's eyes flicker. It senses death. The next second, the left serpent head lets out a piercing scream and collapses limply on the rocks. The other 2 heads nudge it a few times, find no signs of life, and panic. I command Shadow to attack. On command, Shadow roars. His body surges to nearly 300 m. Pitch black flame rising across his body. Feeling the terrifying aura, the 3-headed serpent opens its mouth and spews purple venom. Shadow tanks it head-on, jaws wide open, clamping onto the middle head and slamming it into the ground, rolling violently. Watching its companions savagely torn apart, The other head roars and bares its fangs, biting through the golden light, sinking into Shadow's flesh. Venom floods his bloodstream and organs in an instant, but Titan form's constitution lets Shadow withstand the poison. Black light flares on his claws, and he smacks the biting serpent head away. At that moment, I draw the sky sword. My figure vanishes and reappears right in front of the three-headed serpent's eye. The sky sword plunges into the eye. Under the agony, the serpent head shrieks. At the same time, a claw blazing with pitch. Black flame swings down and slams it into the ground, but it's 30 m thick. Tail kicks up a roaring gale and lashes toward me. I raise my saber to block, but my body is sent flying like a missile crashing into the ground. Watching this, Shadow flies into a rage. His black, glowing claw tears through the air with savage force. The hard scales tear like paper, leaving a meters-long, hideous wound. Shadow whips his head around and bites down on the neck of the remaining head, ripping wildly as if to tear it clean off. The 200-meter beasts brawl together. Soil explodes. Giant trees collapse. I rise from the dust unharmed. The silver moth's defense remains as reliable as ever. Watching the two beasts grow more savage, I sit down on a nearby rock. All that is left is to wait for Shadow to grind it out. Not far away, a tall woman in white battle armor approaches silently. I quickly grab my saber. Silver light flashes and I swing in an instant, but my expression quickly turns to surprise. Miss Quinn nods a little startled. The weight of the saber forces even her, a level 59 professional, to apply some force. Miss Quinn, what brings you here? Faced with the question, Miss Quinn calmly withdraws her slightly trembling fingers and answers flatly. Just passing by, heard the commotion and came to take a look. At that moment, a 30 m serpent head crashes down from the sky with a thunderous boom. Dust rolls across the earth and a savage roar carries for miles. Shadow stands atop the three-headed serpent's corpse, pitch, black flame, greedily consuming it, converting it into energy and evolution points. At over 300 meters, he looks like a true calamity beast. Miss Quinn is shaken. Even from this distance, the violent aura, as if it would devour all life, makes her skin crawl. On the other side, even Commander Yang is excited. He really did it. My God, how can his combat power be this absurd? I think he's even stronger than that SSS talent prodigy. Countless tongues of pitch-black flame drift through the air and merge into Shadow's body. He shrinks rapidly and lies down beside me to rest. Miss Quinn checks in once and then leaves. Stay safe. I'm heading off. After confirming the route on the map, I climb onto Shadow and we set off again. After devouring the three-headed serpent and its life crystal, Shadow grows another meter, and his evolution points jump by 10. At this pace, perhaps in just 4 or 5 days, Shadow will evolve again. With this evolution, his life tier will reach the high realm. His talents will all advance to a grade, and his combat power will undoubtedly grow even more terrifying. At that moment, a massive commotion erupts in the distance. Roaring and bellowing, a bull charges forth. Its body is covered in thick, hard, dark yellow scales. Its two horns over 30 m long. The ground cracking under its hooves. It is the second mission target, the level 45 antler bull. I do not hesitate. I cast Empower immediately. Shadow Wars. His body surges. Pitch black flame ignites, and golden light flares simultaneously. In an instant, full combat power activates. At that moment, the antler bull's horns slam in. Shadow raises his forelimbs, blocking with both paws. Under the terrifying impact, Shadow is shoved backwards, smashing through long stone pillars. The two giant beasts charge thousands of meters in the blink of an eye. The drone scrambles to keep up. In the command center, Commander Yang immediately gives the order to warn students along the path to clear out. Ethan's summon won't hold back when fighting. The female officer acts at once. Shadow's claws extend, glowing with black light. He surges with force, flipping the antler bull over. Its massive body slams into the ground, dust rolling everywhere. A team of 2 men and 3 women who had sprinted hundreds of meters away turned back at the sight, stunned. This is why Command told us to leave. Good thing we ran caught in that we'd be dead. Wait, one is level 45, but the other is only level 16. Hold on. Are you telling me that thing is level 16? The five exchange disbelieving looks. The female instructor stationed nearby senses the disturbance and prepares to head over, but Ms. Quinn appears silently, blocking her path. Don't bother. That's a summon belonging to a first year of mine from Skygate. Hearing this, the female instructor freezes, her gaze stunned. First year? You're not joking, are you? Seeing her reaction, the corner of Miss Quinn's mouth lifts almost imperceptibly. She says flatly, he is exceptional this year. The female instructor stares blankly. Exceptional? That is a prodigy, a first year with 4th class advancement combat power. I have never even heard of such a thing. Is this the top tier of grade SIA? Is he your student? Miss Quinn's expression stiffens. She coughs. Sort of. He and Mr. Finch have been friends since childhood. His student is mine. Perfectly reasonable. Hearing this, the female instructor's eyes turn envious. Half an hour later, Shadow finally finishes devouring the antler bowl. His savage gaze sweeps the area, and finding no master, he immediately turns and races back. Soon, he spots me being chased by a 50-me toad. He flies into a rage, charging in instantly. One terrifying claw strike one-shots the level 36 mutant beast. Seeing this, I let out a sigh of relief. I cast Restore and Rest. Half an hour later, the two of us set off again, hunting level 40+ mutant beasts. After completing both missions, I choose not to return to the counter and submit them. The round trip would take too long. The few contribution points I lose. The priority right now is evolving Shadow as fast as possible, getting myself to level 20, and entering the Rebirth dungeon. Ever since I learned humanity's situation is dire, an inexplicable urgency has gripped me. Late at night, roars echo across the mountains. Shadow is wrapped in a terrifying aura. 2 level 42 mutant beasts at his feet. The pitch-black flame consumes their corpses, converting them and merging the energy into Shadow's body. I am panting heavily. My mental energy completely drained. I cannot even sustain Restore. My mind is utterly weakened. Stamina near 0. My body numb and aching. I just used my body to block another mutant beast for Shadow for several minutes. Nearly wiped out, but the haul was worth it. Over the entire day, I killed 15 level 40+ mutant beasts. Shadow's baseline size has grown to 58 meters. All his stats have risen by a full 58, and his stamina has broken 300. If we faced an antler bowl now, we could finish it in just over 10 minutes. As for the 2 level 42 beasts beside us, they got steamrolled. Evolution points rose by 195, only 1,020 more until full evolution. When I return to Hongduan base, everyone breathes a sigh of relief. The female officer swallows hard and cannot help exclaiming terrifying. 15 level 40+ mutant beasts in one day converted to contribution points that would be over 2,000. Hearing this, everyone looks aruck. The highest contribution points at Hongduan base right now is only 700 or so, and that is also a Skygate student. Jensen, 4th year, the Eastern Domain top scorer from 3 years ago. What about other bases? The female officer's fingers fly across the controls. She quickly answers at Roxiong base where Northron and several other mice are stationed. The highest student score is 1,000. Next is South Cloud Academy at 890 and Azure Heaven Academy in the west at 850. This mutant beast cleanup operation involves over 100 mice spread across more than 10 military bases. They are starting with the largest mountain ranges holding the highest concentration of mutant beasts, then sweeping the surrounding regions in sequence. The operation will last several months or longer until mutant beast populations no longer threaten the cities. How did the gap get this wide? Seeing not only the top student score, but the overall cleanup progress at Roxiong base far ahead, Commander Yang frowns. The female officer explains, Northron Academy ranks first every year in evaluations, so most applicants prefer to enroll there. This year is also the Prodigy tournament with prodigies emerging in droves. You can imagine how fierce the competition is. Every individual is giving their all, refusing to fall behind. But this is a good thing. The faster they clear, the more capacity they will have later to help the bases lagging behind. Aside from our 5 bases run by elite mice, the other 13 bases